Hey, all right, welcome back to Raff's Brain, a show about things that are interesting to me. I am your host, Raffety. Thank you so much for tuning in. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, my yogi friends across the land, this is a very special episode of Raff's Brain, Hot Yoga Problems. It's unlike any other I've ever recorded because I have an extraordinary opportunity here in the very near future to lead a chair yoga session at my place of work. Yes, this opportunity came upon me rather quickly. I agreed to do it and I'm looking forward to it, but I figured I need to practice a little bit. It's been a long time since I've led a class, and frankly, I've never led a chair yoga class. So it's going to be something to see how this all comes together. Just for a little bit of context, I first started doing yoga back in, well, I was 40 years old. It was sort of a life-changing thing. When I turned 40, I decided I need to get healthier in some way. I don't like running. I did a little boot camp in my 30s. It wasn't too, it just didn't feel right for me. So I ended up gravitating towards yoga, and I really enjoyed that practice, so much so that probably 5 years or so in, I decided to get my 200-hour teacher training certification, the Yoga Alliance. Yes. So I did that. That was probably 2017, 2017 time frame maybe. That was an ordeal, but it was, helpful and informative, and I learned a lot and earned my certificate, but I never really put it to use until COVID hit. And of course, we're all working remote. We're upended in our lives in so many ways. At work, folks had heard that I had my yoga certification. They said, "Hey, Rob, you want to lead some virtual yoga sessions for our community?" So I did a few of those. They were fun. I had a small number of attendees. I did my best as a relatively green instructor. But that's the last time I've led a class of any kind. So other than my training and some of these virtual sessions from 2020, 2021 time frame, it's been just me going to practice, which I've been doing routinely now for years. It's got to be a couple times a week at least, 2 to 3, on a good week 4. So I'm pretty familiar with the general vinyasa flows of any studio. There's always going to be a little bit of variation from establishment to establishment. But long story short, May is Mental Health Awareness Month. I'm sure many of you know this. And where I work, that is our HR team, offers a lot of tools and resources to colleagues related to mental health. Take a very holistic approach in terms of, healthy mind, healthy body, healthy finances. It's a very robust benefits program. And they're sponsoring a mental health fair at the office where I was invited to lead a yoga class. Now, I initially thought I would do a very light and gentle flow on mats, kind of a vinyasa, right? A sun A, a sun B, super chill, super easy. But as the event approached, I started to realize that's a terrible idea because it's the middle of a work day. Do we expect people to bring a change of clothes? Are they going to take a shower afterward? It just wasn't clear to me how this is all going to pan out. On a parallel track, I knew one of my colleagues, unlike me, was a legitimate yogi. This woman had practiced yoga, owned a studio, did all sorts of cool stuff. So I was like, why don't we ask her? Now, she lives in New York, and she happened to be in town last week, so we got together. Super helpful, super supportive, and really mapped out what she thought would be a more appropriate approach, which is chair yoga. I've never done chair yoga before, but it's really just some, not intense, I would say, moderate and light stretching using a chair or a seated, location. So it's very accessible. It doesn't require a clothing change. Anybody in the office can do it. But I've never led a class like that before, and it looked like she was going to take over and run the show, and I was so excited about that, frankly. And then, unfortunately, her schedule and other circumstances collided in the sense that now I have to run it myself. She was very gracious. She gave me essentially kind of a run of show. We worked up together, and I gotta do this. So what I thought I would do here for this episode is actually go through a practice session, deliver it start to finish without any pauses. You could join along at home if you'd like. Just break out any type of chair you'd like, should work. It's pretty easy, it's pretty accessible. Obviously, consult with the physician before you do any of this. I don't want any liability issues. You know, you're doing this voluntarily. I do have my certification, but this is my first training of a chair class. Really, let's just avoid all these complications. Don't play along, okay? Just listen and observe, or if you're watching the video, I'd love thoughts and feedback on how this goes. How can I improve? How can I make this experience better? Realistically, I won't have time to incorporate any of that feedback before the session because it's actually tomorrow. I don't know what I'm doing, man. I just want to get through from start to finish a complete flow. I think it'll last 25 minutes, maybe half an hour tops. But I'm going to try to go through it here as though I were in the class. So there'll be little deviation once I get started. I want to kind of just roll with it and get through it. Soldier on. And we'll see how this goes. And then I'll learn in the process, presumably, so that when I do this for real tomorrow, it'll be a better experience than it is right now. How's that sound? You down with the program? Thank you for being here. All right. So I wrote out my flow based on the notes from my colleague. The layout of the class is going to be kind of a horseshoe style. It's a pretty large room. We'll have seating and accommodations for maybe 30 participants. I'll be in the kind of front area with a chair, something like this. Not exactly, but something like this. People will kind of mingle in, chit chat. Hey, good to see you. Yeah, okay. We'll lower the lights a little bit. We'll put some chill music on. And I'll welcome everyone to the room. So let's just begin the class. Hey everyone, thank you so much for joining me today for a guided session of chair yoga. My name is Raffety. I'm the Director of Internal Communications, and I'm so grateful that you would take the time to be with me here today on this adventure, on this commitment in acknowledgement of Mental Health Awareness Month. Hats off to the benefits team for arranging these opportunities. We're very grateful for that. You know, one of the things I like to do when I get together with a group of colleagues like this is take a moment to just quickly make sure we know who's who in the zoo. This community of employees is over 1,400 strong, and we thrive in our culture of collaboration for shared success. No matter what each and every one of us does for our job here in the community, we're all working towards that shared vision. And if we can take just a moment to go around the room very quickly to share your name, your organization, that will help me know who's here, and it may help some of you get to know each other better as well, which is, I think, one of the greatest parts of events like this. So let's start around the room. As I said, I'm Rob Raffety, Director of Internal Communications. So I'm going to work around the room very quickly. As you can tell, I'm trying to kill time. I'm trying to stretch time, dude, because, again, it's a little bit of time out here. I have a whole hour to kill, and I told them I am not consuming an hour. If anything, I'll consume like half an hour. An hour is way too long. This is not a legitimate class. This is just, as you will see, gentle stretching, very accessible, chill, breath work and stuff. So right off the bat, I just want to kill a little bit of time. That'll take 5 minutes or less to get around the room. Okay. And then, I'm not going to remember everyone's names. I probably know the majority of them. I'm pretty well connected to most of the employees, but I'm sure there'll be some new faces as well. So I'm excited about that aspect of it. Okay, so then we'll return. Well, that's great. Well, thank you so much again for being here. Just very quickly about myself and why I'm here today, leading this session. I first started yoga when I turned 40 years old. It was a bit of a existential crisis of sorts. I needed to get in better shape, take better care of my body. It was the thing that I enjoyed. I ended up pursuing a 200-hour teacher training course and certification through Yoga Alliance. But I didn't put that to use until COVID. How many people were working here during the time of COVID? Did any of you happen to participate in the virtual yoga sessions that I led for our community back in 2020 and 2021? Wow, that was fantastic. What a fun time. We made the most of it given the circumstances. But that's really been the last time since that I've taught a class. Nevertheless, as this mental health awareness fair was being put together, Brooke Fern reached out to me. She said, "Hey, Rob, I heard you led yoga a few years ago for our community. Would you like to lead a yoga session in person for our fair?" Hey, my immediate reaction was one of skepticism. Maybe I shouldn't do this. But then I decided I'm going to give it a shot. And I'm telling you this just simply as a way of setting your expectations. It's going to be a fun, light, accessible session today. I'll do my best to get us through together in one piece. I appreciate your patience and understanding, and we'll embark on this challenge together. So that's a little bit about me. There's only one more rule I want to mention here before we get started. One very important, really the only rule of this class. And that is, you are in control. Okay? Say it with me really quickly. Everyone say, I am in control. I am in control. Yes, say it. Actually verbalize it and hear yourself say it. I am in control. One more time. What I mean to say is, I'll be calling some movements and poses and stretches here in our session, but these are mere suggestions, okay? You ultimately decide what you're comfortable with, what's accessible to you. Please listen to your body. Don't do anything that hurts. This should be a pleasant and enjoyable experience, not stressful or painful or strenuous. And if for any reason you would like to get up and leave the room, after the first few minutes it just doesn't seem like it's working for you, please feel free to exit quietly. No harm, no foul. I really want you to know that. We're going to have a good time today, but ultimately you're in control of this experience, okay? It's very important. Now, as we begin the class, it's customary for us to set an intention. That is, for you as an individual to set an intention. What brought you here today? What will be your mantra and focus for the course? That can be anything you'd like. For me, typically, my intention for any yoga class is mere survival. But today, I'm going to step it up a little bit. My intention is progress, not perfection. So if I invite you to take up my intention if that fits your. What am I talking about, dude? I can't stand this part of yoga. I'm not good at it. Fuck! I don't want to do this, man. I have to do it. I have no choice. You do have a choice. You always have a choice, but it's been advertised. It's going to happen. I feel so hokey talking like this. Maybe I should just skip this intentions part. Is that necessary? Anyway, back on business, back on track. Okay, we're gonna start the class here for real. All right, so let's begin. Just want everyone to sit up, settle into your space. Take a deep breath in, let it out. You can soften your gaze or close your eyes if you'd like. Rest your hands, palms facing up for energy, palms down for grounding. Deep breath in, breath out. You can lower your gaze to the ground. Breathe in, breathe out. Just relax. Let your head drop softly. What am I doing? I'm just trying to get people in the space, man. Okay. Drop softly, relax, deep breaths in, blah, 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 blah. Okay. So we're going to settle in. I need to look at these notes, dude. I'm going to have the notes right in front of me during class. It's just embarrassing. This is going to be a nightmare. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay. Sit up, settle into your space, soften your gaze or close your eyes. Let your hands drop softly on your thighs. Palms facing up for energy, down for grounding. One up, one down if you want to get crazy with the cheese whiz. I'm going to throw in little things like that because that's my personality, man. I can't pretend that I'm just some sort of super sensitive yogi. I'm going to have fun with it. All right, we're connecting with our breath. Deep inhale and exhale. Let it all go. Settle into your space. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, fill up. Exhale, let it go. One more inhale. And exhale, release. Gaze forward. Flutter your eyes open. We're breaking our session into 3 parts. We're going to start with our lower body and grounding. Then we'll move to our upper body. And then we'll do a standing series. And then we'll wrap it up. I should have said that earlier. I'm not going to say that during the flow, dude. Don't say that during the flow. Okay. So take a moment to really ground your feet. You can have your feet at hips width distance. Sit up in your chair. All right, sit up in your chair. Earth pushes it. Push your feet into the earth, and earth will be pushing back into your feet. Sit up tall in your seat. Face forward, palms facing down or up. Your call. Get grounded with this moment. Exhale. Push your feet into the ground firmly. Inhale. Exhale. One more inhale. And exhale. We spend so much of our time at work in our head, strategy, planning, operations. How often do we think about our feet? Take a moment to wiggle your toes. Breathe in and out. Keep those toes wiggling for 2 more rounds of breath. Breathe in and out. One more deep breath in while you're wiggling your toes. And out. Bring your toes to stillness. Relax your feet. Now we're going to take a second to scrunch up our toes like little fists. Scrunch them up and breathe in. Release, exhale. Let's do that 2 more times. Breathe in, scrunch your toes. Release, exhale. 1 more time. Scrunch your toes. Tight little balls. Yes, the tightest they've ever been. And release, exhale. Now, if you'd like to join me, we'll move to tippy toes. You can do these one at a time or both toes together. Rise up on your tippy toes. Push your tippy toe into the ground. Breathe in. Breathe out. Drive your heel to the ground, maybe pushing so hard that your toes come up and it's just your heel on the ground. Breathe in. Roll back onto your tippy toes. Breathe out. Drive your heel into the ground. 1 more time on your tippy toes. Breathe in. Push tippy toes into the ground. Breathe out. Drive your heels into the ground. And now bring your full foot to the ground. Excellent. Now I invite you to, on your next inhale, lift your right foot off the ground. Keep your steady breathing and let's rotate that ankle to the right. Little ankle rolls. Breathe in. Breathe out. Let's move that now to the other direction. Breathe in. Breathe out. Bring your foot back to the ground. Your next inhale, bring your left foot up and rotate it to the left. Rotate your ankle. Little ankle rolls. Breathe in. Feel those cracks and tendons. Breathe in. Breathe out. Bring it down to the earth. I invite you to raise your right leg and breathe in with the flex of the foot. Breathe out. Point your toe. If it's accessible, let's do that 2 more times. Breathe in. Flex your foot. Breathe out. Point your toe. 1 more time. Breathe in. Breathe out. Point your toe. Bring your foot to earth. Stability. Let's do that now on the left-hand side. I invite you to lift your leg up. Flex your foot. Breathe in. Point your toe. Breathe out. Flex your toe. Breathe in. Point your toe. Breathe out. 1 more time. Breathe in. Flex, breathe out. Bring your leg down. Now if you'd like to join me in the peak pose of our lower body experience, I invite you to lift your right leg up, your right foot onto your left knee if that's accessible. If you could also just cross your legs comfortably. Whatever works, no pressure, but get comfortable. Breathe in, sit up tall, breathe out, and if you'd like, you can gently push down on your right knee with your right hand. Breathe in, sit up tall, breathe out, push just gently down, stretching that hip flexor. Breathe in. If it's accessible, feel free to bend over your knee a little bit, but that's, again, entirely up to you. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. 1 more breath. Breath out. Bring the foot back to earth. Now we'll do that same pose on the other side. Left ankle over right knee, if it's accessible, or just cross your legs, no problem either way. Sit up tall, breathe in, breathe out. You can use your left hand on your left knee to deepen the stretch in your hip flexor. Breathe in, breathe out. If you'd like to lean over your leg for deepen and stretch, feel free. Breathe in. Bow forward, breathe out. It's all optional, it's all up to you. We'll do a couple more breaths here just to hold the pose. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Bring your left foot to the earth. Breathe in. Breathe out. All right, let's move along. If you'll join me now for our upper body exercise, stretching. Just take a second to wiggle your fingers. We lose digits. Breathe in. Breathe out. Now I invite you to rest your palms on your thighs with the palms facing up. When you next inhale, stretch the fingers out as much as you can. Breathe in. Exhale, relax. Inhale, stretch. Inhale, open your palms, stretch them as wide as they can go. Breathe in and relax. We'll do that one more time, the deepest stretch you can with your palms. Breathe in, open your palms to their fullest. Breathe out, relax. We'll continue working with our hands now. I'd like you on your next inhale to clench your fists. Breathe in. Clench them tight. Hold that breath. Exhale, release. Do that 2 more times. Breathe in, clench your fists, increasing with every ounce of air. Breathe out, release. One more time, your tightest clench. You can even have your face clenched up with this. Squish your face up. Make it all tight. And release. Exhale. Put your palms on your knees again. This time we're going to move up our body a little bit. You know, we're always like little gremlins at our desks, like trolls hunched over. I don't know about you, but just taking a moment to collect my thoughts and get in this space. We're gonna get rid of some of that tension in our shoulders. Let's start with shoulders to ears both. Switch it up. Inhale. Exhale. Let it go down. Inhale up. Shoulders to ears. Exhale down. One more time. Shoulders to ears, highest yet. Exhale down. Oh, that feels so nice. Now I invite you to roll your shoulders forward. Inhale. Exhale down. Inhale up. And down. You can go at your own pace here. For a few more breaths. Roll those shoulders forward. Inhale. Exhale. Now we're going to go reverse backwards. Inhale. Other direction. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Now we can shimmy. Counter them forward. Exhale. Get your back into it a little bit. Have fun with it. This is a great one. Inhale. Exhale. Now let's move back. Let's go the other direction. Ooh. Oh. Inhale. Exhale. One more breath. Inhale. Exhale. Relax. Oh, that feels great. I invite you in your next inhale to look up to the sky, the ceiling, I guess, more than the sky. Exhale, lower your head down, chin to chest. Inhale, look up to the sky. Exhale, chin to chest. One more time, inhale. Exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, eyes gaze forward. Exhale. On your next inhale, turn your head to the right. Slowly. Keep it to the right and exhale. 2 more breaths. Exhale. 1 more breath, inhale. As you exhale, turn your head to the left as far as you can, comfortably. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, deepen the stretch, deepen your head turn, inhale. Exhale, return to center. If it's calling, we'll take a few moments on your own to do your version of neck rolls. That can be just lower neck rolls. Keep maintaining that slow and steady breath, inhales and exhales. If you have accessibility to do a full neck roll, feel free. This is entirely up to you. No pressure, judgment. Just be sure to get a couple rotations in both directions. Slow and steady wins the race. Oh. Make sure you get both directions. Inhale. Exhale, look forward. Now let's get grounded again in our seat, leaning forward here, sitting up straight. Drishti forward, which that is your gaze forward. On our next inhale, we're going to lift our arms up to the sky and look up. Inhale, palms facing out. Exhale, back down. Look forward. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, look up. All right, hands to the sky. You can have palms facing forward or up, whatever feels comfortable. Exhale, bring it down. One more time, biggest stretch yet. Reach up, look up. Exhale, return to home base. Now I invite you to take, on your next inhale, your left hand to your right knee. Inhale. Exhale, twist to the right. Gentle twist. Inhale, sit up, right. Exhale, twist. You can put your gaze over your shoulder. Inhale, sit up. Exhale, deepen the twist. One more time, deep breath in. Return to home base. Next inhale, I invite you to take your right hand on your left knee. Exhale, twist left. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. One more breath in. Release, return to home base. That concludes our upper body. Now we have one more section, our standing series. This is completely optional. Feel free to join or not at your discretion. But for our next inhale, I want to rise up, palms facing forward, mountain pose, feet at hips width distance. Take a moment to settle in. Rock back and forth. Exhale. Ground your feet to the ground. Eyes facing forward. Shoulders down from the ears. Deep breath in. Breath out. Breath in. Breath out. Rise up. Up. Bow forward. Touch your toes. Bend down. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Push your palms to shins. Flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Should have brought the feet together on that. Next inhale, rise up. All the way up to the top, look up. Bow forward, exhale. Halfway lift, palm to shins. Exhale, forward fold. One last time, make it your biggest one. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back, palms to shin. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, mountain pose, palms down. Okay. Next inhale, rise up. Standing twist to the right. Right, hold here for 3 breaths. Inhale. Exhale, deepen the twist. You can extend your gaze over your right arm if it's accessible to you. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, bring it back. Inhale. Forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up, reach up. Exhale, standing twist to the left. Inhale. Exhale. Extend your view over your left arm if you like. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Open your chest. Keep those arms wide open. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Move your feet to hips width distance. Ragdoll pose, everyone's favorite. Just let it all go, very loose. Hands can be touching the ground. Grab your shoulders, you can move a little bit side to side. Whatever is accessible to you here. Very relaxed. Come to stillness. Bring your feet together. Toe heel your feet together. Rise up halfway. Release. Exhale. One last reach all the way to the top as high as you can. Oh shit, we didn't do the back bends. I forgot to do the back bends, dude. I don't even know what's going on. I forgot to do that. after the standing twist, baby back bend, then the ragdoll, then we sit and scan. Okay, well, this is going on long enough. And I just realized that for the video portion of this, I think when I've been standing up, it's just like a crotch shot. Sorry about that. But anyway, it's been worth checking, and hopefully, oh, it's 40 minutes in. So I think it's going to be good. I think we're going to get about half an hour of yoga together. It's going to be all right. I'm going to survive. Had to practice, that's all. All right, good times, man. Hopefully this will work. I'll keep you posted. Thanks for joining me for this very special episode of Hot Yoga Problems. Until next time, namaste, mofos.